okay, I've had to make do with the phone holder because my other one broke. So what we're going to do first of all is just use this Gorilla Glue. As I say, it's horrible stuff. And we're going to just give the pony a fine coat of it. I'm going to do half and half, I think. So I'm going to do a line across her back. They need to be clean before you go ahead and glue them. And you need quite a good covering of the glue. What's quite annoying is this brush doesn't fit in the glue, but no, you won't do at all. Let me just find another. Okay. Again, a brush that you don't care about, like these were really cheap ones. I picked up a bundle from the charity shop. So it's super gloopy glue, and you want to just make sure you haven't missed a bit, because as soon as you flock, it's really obvious when you've missed a bit. It doesn't really matter how thick it is because it's quite forgiving when it dries. I think you probably could do a whole pony at once, but you don't want the glue drying off before you've got the flocking on. So you need to work a little bit quickly, which is why I'm going to do it in 2 halves. Worst comes to the worst, you can deflock your badly flocked pony. I ended up with quite a few bad ones last time, or like almost good, really almost good, and that's pretty much when I stopped, because I'm quite instant gratification. So if it doesn't go right immediately, I get the hump and then I don't touch it for another 3 years. That's kind of what happens. So once you can sort of see where the glue is, if in doubt, do a little bit more and then know where you've glued up to. And just let it go a little bit tacky. This won't be the best video, but I'll give you an idea. Okay, so you probably can't see, but that's got a coating of glue all over like this half of the pony. And put the brush out of the way because it's really manky. Okay, and I've put my filament, so the powder flocking looks like this. I can't find this exact one because, as I say, I bought it a few years ago, but the nearest one I can find is Optic White. And that should be the same. I will get some and try it out. Now you want your crocodile clip to touch the pony, so I'm going to clip it onto the side that I'm not flocking. I don't really understand the physics, electrics of it, but this is how it goes. Right, I'm not going to talk for a minute because I've got my mask on. So there's better ways of doing this. Attractive. Before I put the mask on, so this won't do anything until you press the button. When you press the button, the light comes on, and then what you're going to do is just like hover it over the pony onto your gluey bit. Okay. Okay, so more is more. So you put as much flocking on as you like. You're not wasting it because all this stuff that goes onto the tray you can tip back and use again. So that is a rather overflocked pony. If you give her just a little stamp, and you'll see some of it come off. And then all of this you can put back into a thing for later. So there she is. So you can see, I think you can see, that the fibres are kind of standing on end because of the electrostatic. I think if you don't use a machine and you just glue and drop it on, it will look fuzzy, but it won't look as good as that. I'm pretty happy with that. So we'll see how she dries. Now the trick is now to do nothing, leave her for a whole day. Don't try and mess with it and come back. Like, you have to be quite patient, which I'm not. She may stay half flocked forever. And then what I'll do next is come back and do her other side like that. It's easier to take the head off because then you get more chance to do it, and also it gives you a good place to put that. The other thing is that I forgot to mention, when you set this up, I don't know if you can see, inside there's a wire, and that wire needs to touch this metal mesh. Also, it obviously is electric, so don't turn it on and touch the metal mesh because you will get an electric shock. And afterwards, on one of the videos, the man said what you should do is short it by putting the bit that's been on your thing. You should then touch to here. There you go. And get rid of any static that's left in it, because even though it's not turned on, then if you touch that, it will definitely give you a shock. So Just be very careful, obviously, around children and stuff, well, and adults, that you don't touch the metal bits while it's on. And even when it's off, just if you touch that to there, it will get rid of any electric that's left in it, so you don't get a shock. Okay, I'm going to be really patient and leave her, and we'll come back. I thought cotton candy was like the most appropriate one really to flock. I'm pretty happy with that, all things considered. A little bit of rough stuff on her feet there, but that will come off. Yeah, so far so good. I've got 2 bags of flock and I don't know what the difference is, so I might try the other one, not on the other side of this pony obviously. These ones, these fakies that I flocked, I'm pretty happy with. I'd be happy if they turned out like that. I've never done one where everything is perfect, so my most perfect one last time, she's not perfect. She was so almost perfect. I dyed a baby cotton candy like really pink, and did her, but she's not quite right. The other thing is obviously the flocking covers up the colour, so if you deflock a So Soft pony, underneath they're really, really bright, and the symbols are really bright, and the bodies are much brighter. So like Wind Whistler, the UK version that is not a So Soft, is quite pale, but the So Soft version, if you deflock it, is really, really bright blue and pink underneath, and it's because the colours don't shine through the flocking. So like her, you won't necessarily see her cotton candy symbols much once she's flocked. I'm going to experiment with painting them back on over the top, see how it goes. But if you really want a vibrant pony to show through, the thing would be to probably dye her really, really dark pink initially. But as I think we were chatting about yesterday on the group, the dye doesn't always last anyway. I suppose you could paint. I don't know what happens if you do the flocking over paint, but I will also experiment with that. Okay, good. Go buy things from Amazon. Have a go.